Jayden Daniels is about to take another leap, and Deebo Samuel already turning heads in OTAs. You're going to want to hear what Cliff Kingsbury just said about both of these guys. Before we dive into the latest from Ashburn, including some bold expectations from the Commanders' offensive coordinator, go ahead and smash that like button to support the channel, and if you're new here, hit subscribe so you never miss an update from Commanders HQ. We've got news, insider analysis, and everything Commanders every week. All right, let's get into it. We've talked a lot about Jayden Daniels on this channel. Rookie of the Year, face of the franchise, and maybe the most important player in Washington, D.C., not named president. But now, Cliff Kingsbury is turning up the heat on what to expect from Daniels in year 2. And the way he framed it? It's not just hope. It's expectation. Here's the direct quote from Kingsbury after day 1 of OTAs. I would expect him to take another big step. I think throughout my career, just guys that I've been able to work with in year 2, the biggest deal is just the ownership of the offense and the mastery of it, where they are very comfortable in checks. He's talking about taking command, so pun intended, at the line of scrimmage, reading defenses, making real-time adjustments. That's a quarterback who isn't just reacting, he's dictating. And listen, Kingsbury knows quarterbacks. Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M, Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, Kyler Murray in Arizona, Caleb Williams at USC, and now Jayden Daniels in Washington. That's not just a resume, it's a QB factory, and Daniels is the next product coming off the line. Year 2 for any quarterback is crucial. It's where we separate flashes from foundation. Plenty of guys have hot rookie seasons, but can you stack years? Can you build on it when teams have film on you? That's what Kingsbury is challenging Daniels to do. And let's not forget, Daniels didn't exactly come into a cushy situation. Last year, new regime, new roster, and he still carried this team to the NFC Championship game. But 2025, the bar is higher. This team isn't sneaking up on anybody. They're gunning for the NFC East, gunning for the Super Bowl, and Jayden Daniels is expected to lead them there. The good news, he's not alone. One of the biggest offseason moves in the entire NFL was Adam Peters pulling off the trade for Deebo Samuel. That wasn't just about adding another name. That was about giving Jayden Daniels a game-breaking weapon. And here's what Kingsbury said about Deebo this week. He's a football player through and through. He's got a natural feel for it. Thinks as he's figuring this offense out. Couldn't be more thrilled to actually get to work with him. Now that's encouraging, especially considering where Deebo was just a few months ago. Rumors swirling about his weight, questions about durability. But now, he's out there at OTAs. Engaged, explosive, bought in. And folks, let's just be real. A motivated Deebo Samuel is a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Add Terry McLaurin to that mix and suddenly, this offense, it's looking scary. Kingsbury didn't stop there. He made it crystal clear that this group of weapons, Daniels, Samuel, McLaurin, Brian Robinson, Luke McCaffrey, it's all about versatility and mismatches. Terry taking the top off. Deebo, just the myriad of ways you can use him. He's hard to tackle. That first guy in space rarely gets him down. The word he used? Touches. He wants Deebo to touch the ball early and often, whether it's on jet sweeps, screens, motion plays, or classic slants across the middle. Expect Deebo to be a featured piece, not just a decoy. And when you've got a dual-threat QB like Daniels, who demands defensive attention every single snap, that opens up everything for guys like Deebo and Terry. In short, Washington isn't just looking to run it back. They're evolving. Another point that stood out this week, Cliff Kingsbury chose to stay in Washington. He had opportunities. Rumors of head coaching interviews swirled all offseason. And yet, he doubled down on this Commanders team. Why? It's simple. Jayden Daniels. That kind of continuity, same OC, same playbook, same scheme, is huge for a young quarterback. And it's rare. Most rookie QBs deal with turnover, changing voices in their headset. Daniels? He's got a trusted partner in his corner, and that chemistry, it's already paying off. Let's circle back to this for a second, because Commanders, fans need to understand how special this tandem could be. Terry McLaurin is your vertical threat, a precise route runner who can stretch the field, win against man coverage, and create separation deep. Deebo Samuel is your Swiss Army knife. Line him up in the slot, in the backfield. Use him in motion. He's built like a running back and hits like a linebacker. And oh yeah, he hates being tackled. Put them both on the field together, defensive coordinators can't cheat coverage anymore. They can't double one without paying the price. And with Daniels' ability to extend plays and beat you with his legs, this offense has the potential to be top 5 in the league. No exaggeration. So what's the takeaway here? Jayden Daniels isn't just expected to hold the fort. He's being challenged to lead this team deeper than they went last season. Cliff Kingsbury believes the leap is coming, and he's staking his reputation on it. Deebo Samuel is buying in, reshaping his narrative, and showing up early to make a statement. And the Washington Commanders? They're not just aiming to repeat. The magic of 2024. They want more. They want the NFC East. They want home field advantage. They want a Super Bowl. And right now, everything is trending in the right direction. Terry McLaurin, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Respectable, and the soul of the Commanders' offense for the last half-decade, has officially raised the stakes. He missed practice again this week, marking his second absence from off-season team activities. And while OTAs are technically voluntary, this move says everything. McLaurin has never been the type to skip work. He's the guy who plays through injury, blocks downfield like a tight end, and mentors rookies without anyone asking. So when a player like Terry doesn't show up, you know there's something serious going on, and that something is his contract. Let's get into the details. Terry has 1 year left on his current deal. He signed that extension back in 2022. A 3-year, $68 million pact that now looks like a bargain in today's exploding wide receiver market. Since then, the WR market has shifted dramatically. We're talking Tyreek Hill money, A.J. Brown money. Justin Jefferson is about to reset the bar entirely. And if you're McLaurin's camp, you're looking around thinking, wait a minute. My client has had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons without a real quarterback. And now you have Jayden Daniels, a legitimate offensive coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury, and Deebo Samuel on the other side. It's his time. The problem? McLaurin turns 30 shortly after the 2025 season begins, and Commanders GM Adam Peters knows that handing out top-dollar contracts to aging receivers is risky business. But here's the counter. Terry isn't just a player, he's the culture. Let's not forget what McLaurin has meant to this franchise. While others bailed, Terry stayed. He played through the Dan Snyder disaster era. He produced while catching passes from Carson Wentz, Taylor Heinicke, Sam Howell, heck, even Josh Johnson back in the day. He never complained. He just worked. This man earned the captain's C on his chest the hard way, through respect, toughness, and results. When the locker room was fractured, Terry held it together. When fans lost hope, Terry gave them something to cheer for. He's not just a great player. He's a foundational figure for this new regime. Now, let's talk Adam Peters. He's been bold since arriving in DC, flipping this roster into one of the most exciting groups in the NFC. He traded for Deebo, drafted Jayden Daniels, brought in big names like Marshawn Lattimore and Laramie Tunsil. This is his team now, but the clock is ticking. If Peters wants to avoid a full-on media circus and keep his culture intact, he's got to pay McLaurin. Period. If this drags into mandatory minicamp in June, or even training camp, the vibes shift. Suddenly, a team that's building chemistry around its young QB has to answer daily questions about its captain not being there. And let's be honest, if Terry holds out, he'll have the locker room's quiet support. They know what he's worth. Let's zoom out. The Commanders are in their Super Bowl window. Not in 2 years. Now. They've got the rookie quarterback contract. They've got a top-tier left tackle. They've got elite weapons. And they've got a defense that, under Dan Quinn, is built to win in January. In this kind of window, you don't play hardball with your proven leaders. You reward them. You cement the locker room culture. You show young guys like Jayden Daniels, Jahan Dotson, and Luke McCaffrey how this franchise takes care of its own. You think Kansas City nickel and dimed Travis Kelce? You think Philly let Jason Kelce feel underpaid? No. Because smart teams know. Leadership is a premium. So where do we go from here? Right now, the situation is calm on the surface, but this is a classic contract standoff. No media comments, no leaks, just tension. But everyone around the league is watching. Agents, execs, players. They all see how Washington handles McLaurin. If the Commanders want to be viewed as a first-class operation, this is a critical test. Does Peters give Terry the 2-year extension he deserves? Something in the ballpark of $25 per year, front-loaded to protect the cap later. That's what it'll likely take. If they lowball him or try to drag this out into camp, don't be surprised if McLaurin's reps start quietly shopping interest from WR-needy contenders. And let me say this loud and clear. Losing McLaurin now would be a disaster. Not just on the field, but in the locker room and in the identity this team has worked so hard to rebuild. And by the way, Terry is not the only one missing from OTAs. Laramie Tunsil, the all-pro left tackle the Commanders just traded for, also wasn't. On the field this week, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. Absent too. Now, we don't know yet if those two are involved in contract talks. Tunsil just got paid and might be managing his workload. Lattimore had a quiet end to last season and might be letting his play do the talking. But 3 veteran stars sitting out OTAs? That's not nothing. It speaks to a larger tension that could bubble over if leadership isn't proactive. What do you think, Commanders fans? Will Jayden Daniels take that next step in year 2? Is Deebo Samuel going to return to Pro Bowl form in Washington's offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from the HQ fam. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and you want more deep dives like this one, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Commanders HQ. We're bringing you insider coverage all off-season long. Thanks for watching, and as always, hail to the Commanders!